What's going on, guys? Car review guys here. My name is AJ and we're back again with this 2025 Subaru Outback, and the trim level on this one in particular is the Touring XT, highest trim level. Not the full review. Full review link down below. That's all the details I think you would want to know. It's a shorter video, 5 things to love, 5 things to improve. Going to start with the cinematic, usually about 60 seconds roughly, and then we'll get right on into the list. So without further ado, let's roll. Number one on the improvement list, if you're not new to my channel, you're definitely probably going to guess it. Optional painted wheel arches. Is it a huge deal? Absolutely not. But there are many OEMs that are setting that as an option. Even if it's, at the dealer, nonetheless, it is still an option from factory. And it is nice, in my opinion, whenever they are color matched. If you're worried about the paint, for me, just get PPF, paint protection film, and then you don't have to worry about it. Nonetheless, it would be definitely a nice option. Number two on the list is the interior color options. For me, I think it's really nicely done. And we'll be talking about that in the 5 things to love. However, I think there should just be a few more options, maybe like a gray color. I don't know if anyone would want red necessarily, but just a few more, maybe, 3, maybe 4 total color options. Can't have too many, of course, from a supply chain standpoint, but it would be nice to just have a few more for all of you. Number 3 on the list would be an optional 360 camera. There is a front camera and there is a rear camera, but there is not a 360 camera. So that would definitely be a nice option. Number 4 on the list would be a digital instrument cluster. The WRX-TS, the new one, it has a digital instrument cluster. So it would not surprise me if we eventually see a digital one in here, and that would be an improvement. You can see there in the middle, it's the only part that's the screen. The rest is analog, and that would definitely make it look quite nice. Number 5 on the list, lane centering works good whenever your cruise is set. The improvement comes in is to allow us to have that set and work without the cruise control on/set. There are several other OEMs that allow you to do that. So again, is it a big deal? Of course it's not. None of these items are massive, but it just allows it to be that much better. Moving on to the 5 things to love. Number 1 on the list, I've already alluded to it slightly, genuine Napa leather. And I talk about it in the full review. It is ridiculous how good it smells. And I know that sounds kind of quirky or funny. It literally is up there, in my opinion, with Ferrari on its smell of genuine Napa leather. Trust me, I know that sounds funny, but when you're in and out of cars all the time, and I love high-end exotic supercars, all that stuff, and I'm not even a Ferrari fan, but their leather is definitely the best smelling. And this, honestly, got to give them credit because it's up there with them, and I know how funny that sounds. Number 2 on the list, it's pretty much always going to be on the list for a Subaru, in my opinion, unless something changes, the symmetrical all-wheel drive. It is a really, really good system. If it's not the best, it's definitely up there as one of the best. Number 3 on the list, ride quality. Ride quality is very, very solid. In this category, in this price range, I always try to compare apples to apples, and I think it is really good for the money. Number 4 on the list is the features this has. This is the first Subaru that I have had in my possession with a ton of features, and it definitely is nice. In the rear, you have rear heated seats, as hopefully you can see there. And if we come up here, again, you have a nice screen. I believe it's 11.3 inches, if I'm not mistaken. Don't shoot me if I'm slightly wrong, but nice big screen. Heated steering wheel, heated and ventilated front seats, adaptive cruise control, and as I've already alluded to, lane centering with cruise set. Decent amount of features. It is nice to see. Number 5 on the list, and it's not something you ever want to go through. However, you're thankful when it does happen, and Subaru always has good crash test ratings. So can't overlook that because, again, it's not something you ever want to test. You don't just take their word for it. Yes, it's good. And most people are like, yeah, I don't care about it. But until you or a loved one gets into an accident, it is definitely something that is important. I'm not saying that other manufacturers are not out there that can't compete, but I'm just saying Subaru is definitely one of the top. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. One last time, not the full review, link down below. Over 22,000 subscribers. Thank each and every one of you. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.